Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Profiles in Risk. This is your host, Tony Cañas, and today I have with me Cheryl Koch. I think I was halfway there. I think I got the beginning right, and then spelled Koch, President and CEO at Agency Management Research Group. Cheryl, how's it going today?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. And when I say a special episode, it really is because I've known you for a good while through CPCU, and I've known Sandy Masters for a good while through CPCU. She's the one that wrote to tell me about this new thing you guys are doing. So basically, today we're talking about the ultimate account manager school training at a program. I don't know how you guys are calling it, but basically ultimateaccountmanager.com. Um, and when Sandy gave me a quick description, it sounded to me like a really, really good idea. So we always give the guests the chance to give the elevator pitch. What is Ultimate Account Manager?
So it's a program, and it's actually not a new program. How we're going to be delivering it is what's brand new. It's actually a program that we designed for independent agencies for the account managers. There are all kinds of programs out there for producers in an agency and all kinds of programs for owners of independent agencies. But there was really nothing for those account managers who are really the backbone of our industry. So we created this program specifically for them.
Okay. So absolutely agree how the account managers are the backbone. I talk about the account managers as the lifeblood of the agency, right? Yeah, the producer brings in the business, but the account managers actually manage that business, actually keep it on the books and make sure that it gets renewed. They're generally the ones that really deeply understand the technical side of that insurance. And my girlfriend's a former account manager, and then she grew to manage 220 of them.
Wow.
So definitely something that's very close to my heart. And then on the recruiting side, we recruit for a lot of insurtechs, and we recruit a lot of account managers for traditional agencies. And what I've seen a lot is, especially post COVID, the competition for account managers is savage. That we do
Unbelievable.
exactly.
It's unbelievable.
There's just not enough experienced account managers. So I have not messed a lot on how account managers get trained, but there's definitely a big need for account managers with the right experience. Uh, so you mentioned that there was training out there for producers. Yeah, there's a bunch. Carriers have a bunch of training for producers, and there's training for owners. So why wasn't there a program for account managers, and what led you to go ahead and design it?
That's a great question. Nobody's ever asked me why there was nothing out there. Um, a couple of reasons. I suppose the cynic in me would say that uh, looking at that job from the outside and never having done it, it looks like it's a lot easier than it really is. And so I think people didn't think that much training was necessary. We've joked about it for years that the training for account managers is in what we call the osmosis chair. You come into the agency, you sit down in the chair, and we give you a very brief introduction and tell you what time lunch is and where the bathroom is and that kind of stuff. And then pretty much we sit you in a chair, and you're supposed to absorb wisdom and knowledge up through your backside and stuff it into your head. So that kind of training in this day and age is ridiculous. That kind of training, or lack of training, if you will, just doesn't get it anymore. People, you hit on basically every point there as far as the competition right now. The account managers are in the driver's seat for the first time ever. And I've been in this business, I hate to say it, 50 years this month. Okay, so in 50
Congrats.
years, I have never seen account managers pretty much able to call their own shots right now. They can work anywhere. There were good things that came out of COVID. There were bad things that came out of COVID, but one of the good things was you don't have to, live within a 30-mile, 30-minute drive of your office. You can
Mm-hmm.
be anywhere. So account managers now, they're not confined by geography anymore. They're not confined,
1000%.
right? Their wages are also not. And this has been a big wake-up call to agency owners.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, well, wait a minute, we're here in Iowa. We should pay Iowa wages. We shouldn't have to pay, I'm in California wages. No, because you could have an account manager who lives in California and is entitled to California wages. So it's been the last 3-4 years have really leveled the playing field in favor of the account managers.
And not only I can have an account manager anywhere, but agencies in high cost of living places like California will happily, very, very happily steal your account managers and let them work remotely from Iowa.
Mhm.
I myself have done a lot of that type of recruiting. And yeah, it's a shock for the agents that have never had to compete more than a 30-mile ratio
Mhm.
for that talent. So tell me about the program. What does it look like?
So the program, we like to say, was created because we saw that void in the marketplace. We created it originally almost 20 years ago, and we did it for an agency. We had an agency that had hired a lot of brand new account managers. People in the agency didn't have any idea how to train them. So we designed this program for them. And we thought, it went great. We did it for 4 days, 6 hours a day for 4 days, big hit. And we thought, well, this is something needed by the industry. We need to take this, not, just this one agency. We need to get out there and just provide this training to the masses. And nobody called and nobody wanted us. And so we just sort of put it on the shelf. And then I would say probably 5 years ago or so, when this problem began to arise, when this pain point began to reveal itself, all of a sudden, we can't do enough of these programs. Everybody wants it. And so one of the reasons to do the changes that we've done are so that we can reach more, because we've got people distributed all over. It's impractical now to go into an agency. Like you say, the agency is in Iowa, but their employees are in California and Florida and all over the place. So this is the way we're going to deliver this new program is going to be a way for us to put it in a lot more hands and allow a lot more people to gain access to it. And we have been, all the people that I work with directly and that teach this program, what we think is unique, nobody is allowed to teach this program who hasn't been an account manager, period. I've got a lot of people, I get a lot of requests of, hey, that's a great program, I'd love to teach it for you. Say, well, were you ever an account manager? No. Then no. No, you can't. You have to have walked in their shoes fairly recently too, because a lot of things have changed. You have to know that job literally inside and out to get up there and present this program, because it's very practical. It's very, it just goes right to the core of what they deal with every single day.
Okay, so the cohort that's starting end of February, this is the first cohort of the new format.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And so there's a new format, fully remote. What does it look like? Is it still 6 hour days?
Nope. Obviously, I don't know how anybody could sit and stare at a computer monitor for 6 hours. I would want to rub my head with a cheese grater if I had to do that. So we've kind of chunked it up. We're kind of delivering it in more bite-sized pieces. So we're going to do, it's truly a blended learning situation. We're going to deliver some live virtual, no more ever than 2 hours at a time, so that hopefully they still can get work done that day. They're going to deliver. They're going to deliver their own training. They're going to have access to some recorded material. So there will be times when we won't be present with them. They'll be accessing some of the modules of the program. And then the thing about, I think, and Sandy is such a genius. This is right in her wheelhouse to design this kind of a program. Every module that they complete is going to have a call to action at the end. There's going to be something that they're going to do, whether we're meeting with them directly or they're doing the self-paced part where they're accessing things online. So there's always going to be some very high level of engagement with this program, not like sitting watching a talking head for 2 hours. And if anybody has ever taken a class that Sandy has produced, then you know that she is all about engagement. She is all about running that virtual program as though we were all in a room together. She makes it happen.
Okay. It's delivered over 4 weeks and with practice with hands-on action items. Um, so when my account managers come out of the 4 weeks, what can I expect? The at what level can I expect that they're now ready for?
Well, a couple things there. This isn't necessarily a program for just for brand new people. This could
Yep.
be a program for experienced people. We have a lot of comments from people that say, where was this 20 years ago when I started? If only I'd had access to this kind of information. So the one thing that we're most proud of that's been a part of the program since day one is what we call our caught up workflow management system. We have a proven system to get account managers caught up. That's why we called it that. We used to call it zero backlog, to get them current and keep them current for their entire career as an account manager. And that's unheard of. If you've worked
Yeah,
with
I was
account
gonna say I did
managers,
not think that that was a thing.
it is totally a thing. And it was born out of my business partner, Mary Belka. Before Mary and I ever knew each other, we were both account managers on different ends of the country, struggling with the same things that account managers struggle with to this day. And that's too much work, too little time, too many demands, and a lack of ability to prioritize. When you are slammed from every direction, it freezes you. It's counterproductive. You become less efficient when you're under so much pressure. And we felt that. And so we each independently came up with a system to manage our desk and manage our workflow. And then when we met years later and compared notes, it was just fascinating that we joke that we share a brain, that we both had come up with a very, very similar system, just called it two different things. So we sort of merged it together. And we've got agencies all over the country. It doesn't matter whether they are large, small, rural, urban. Doesn't matter what the book of business looks like that the account manager handles. But if they can follow our system, they will catch their desk up, they will be current, and they will not fall behind as long as they are true to that system. And so that's kind of the secret sauce of this entire program. And they are so thankful to get that.
I can
that
imagine. Yeah.
that's why they come, and that's why they keep coming, is because, again, I think, I was an agency owner. I consider myself a recovering agency owner. I was a partner in a large agency in Southern California. And I think for most owners, they recognize how hard the job is. They know that people are overwhelmed, but most owners came up through the sales path, not the service path. And so they don't know what to tell those account managers. They don't know how to fix it. They
Of course.
would, they want to, but they don't know how to, because they've really never done the job. Very few of them have done the job. And so I think that's what we have to offer more than anything else. That's the best example I can give you of what is that takeaway? What is that call to action? That call to action is, during our 4-week journey in this program, you're going to get your desk caught up. You're going to be current. And that is something that most of them think is not possible, right? Think how tragic it is that we bring a brand new, enthusiastic, wonderful human being into our agency, and on the day they start, we say to them, just so you know, you'll never be caught up. You'll always be behind. You'll always have more work to do than there are hours in the day. I don't know why any of them stay past lunch on the first day. Wouldn't you go screaming from the place like, I'm taking this job, I really don't know, everything's new to me, and now you're telling me that I just have to live with this albatross around my neck for the entire time I'm doing this job. I'll never get to the bottom of my to-do list. I'll just keep adding things, right? Every single day, I'll just keep adding and adding and adding, and we'll never take anything away. It's depressing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, no, completely agree. And you're right. You're the first person ever to say there is a way to catch up your pending and keep it caught up for account managers. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's our gift. I mean, we talk about it, and we freely give this gift to people and tell them that we really only ask one thing in return, and that's that when they catch their own desk up and they prove to themselves that it really works and it's a very simple system, they have to pay it forward. They have
Beautiful.
to do it for someone else, because it's not right. It's just not right. And it's, I think, going to have some profound impact on our industry. I think that's part of why we have this shortage that we have right now, because it's not a fun job to have. It's not a job where you can really feel a great sense of accomplishment every single day. In fact, it's like a beat down every single day. So we're going to pay a price, and we already are. We're going to have a profound talent shortage. I think it's
It's here.
unfair.
Yeah.
I think it's unfair to the people. I think it's not good for them psychologically, physically. I think that pressure is just going to crush some of them. Crush their spirit, if not, the rest of them. But it's just such a burden that if you can just take that away, and that's kind of how we approach the program. We first start by talking about how to get caught up, because if they're behind, they can't learn anything new. The rest of the program, the things that we try to talk about in the program would just go in one ear and out the other, because all they're thinking about the whole time, oh my gosh, while I'm sitting in this program, I'm getting more and more behind. There's 100 emails I just got that I haven't looked at. There's 25 phone calls that came in. A producer, I work with 6 producers and they've all got something they want me to drop everything and do right now. I don't have time to go to class. I don't have time to learn something new. It just deprives them of their ability. So if we can get them taking action and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel during the program, they'll be receptive, we know, to some of the other things that we're going to talk about other than just caught up.
Makes sense. Fantastic. So uh compatible with brand new account managers we need trained, and a great investment for existing experienced account managers who by definition are buried in pending.
Totally, totally appropriate. It's agnostic. It's not just for commercial lines account managers or personal lines. We're bilingual. I personally speak both commercial and personal lines. Even if it was an employee benefit account manager, it really doesn't matter. Process is process. And the things that we focus on really aren't specific to lines of business. Some people are intrigued by our program simply because we tell them right from the start, it's not a technical insurance class. Much as I love insurance contracts and, reading the CGL policy and the personal auto policy and all of that we don't do any of that in this program. The whole focus is how to do their job more efficiently, how to be more productive, how to feel good about what they've done. At the end of the day, to feel that sense of accomplishment and be more eager to come back the next day and do it all over again. We talk a lot about errors and omissions in the class because we're all E&O auditors. So we spend a good amount of time out in agencies all the time telling them how to avoid E&O claims. That's a big focus for us in this program as well. But oh, by the way, what do you suppose is one of the major causes of E&O claims in an agency?
Overwhelmed staff,
You think?
of course.
I didn't have time to do it right. I just had to get it done, right? So we know there's a direct connection there. And so, like I say, they can't be receptive to E&O prevention when they're massively behind. They're just trying to survive the day.
Makes sense. Fantastic. Very cool that the program is going in a new format where it can reach a significantly higher number of people. There's 30,000 independent agencies out there. Uh,
At least, yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. So for the listeners to learn more, ultimateaccountmanager.com. First cohort is starting at the end of February. So hurry up, get your people signed up. Cheryl, thank you so much for your time today.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
My pleasure.